Most people believe they struggle in life because of money, lack of resources, or bad luck. But what if the real barrier isn't outside of you at all? What if the true obstacle is your own mind? This is the central idea of Master Your Mindpower, that success and failure are not determined by circumstances, but by mental toughness and emotional resilience. In this book, we discover how ordinary people become extraordinary, not by avoiding stress, fear, or doubt, but by mastering their inner response to them. In this video, we'll break the book down into 10 essential lessons. Each lesson will show you how to sharpen your focus, strengthen your resilience, and align your mind with the life you want to build. By the end, you'll see that the only thing standing between you and your goals is the way you train your mind. Let's begin.
Lesson 1. The real reason people struggle. Most people think they struggle because of money, resources, or timing, but the truth is far more personal. They struggle because of their own mind. Life isn't determined by what happens to you, but by how you respond to it. Two people can face the same obstacle and produce completely different outcomes. One quits, the other adapts and grows. The difference isn't luck, it's mental toughness. This book shows us that resilience, focus, and emotional control matter more than circumstances. Once you accept that the mind is the greatest barrier and also the greatest weapon, you stop blaming the outside world and start mastering the inner one. Lesson 2. Building laser-sharp focus. Distraction is the silent killer of dreams. In a world of constant notifications and noise, the ability to hold focus is rarer than ever, and that makes it incredibly powerful. Focus is like light. Scattered, it warms. Concentrated, it burns. Mastering focus means deciding what matters most, cutting away what doesn't, and training your attention to stay on target. Athletes, artists, and leaders all know that their edge comes not from doing everything, but from doing the few things that count with relentless precision. Focus is not found by accident, it is built by discipline, and once you own it, you separate yourself from the crowd. Lesson 3. Aligning principles, passion, and purpose. Clarity gives direction to focus, and that clarity comes from aligning your principles, your passion, and your purpose. Principles are your non-negotiables, the values you stand on even when tested. Passion is your energy source, the thing that excites you and fuels persistence. Purpose is your why, the larger meaning that makes the struggle worth it. When these three align, life feels coherent, decisions feel natural, and your actions have weight. Misalignment, by contrast, creates burnout and confusion. The strongest people aren't just tough, they are clear about what they believe, what they love, and what they're chasing.
Lesson 4. Mastering stress and overwhelm. Stress isn't the enemy. How you interpret and use stress determines whether it breaks you or builds you. Diamonds are created under pressure, and so are strong minds. The secret is reframing. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What is this preparing me for?" Stress is information, a sign that growth is happening. And when you learn to breathe through it, narrow your focus, and tackle one controllable step at a time, it becomes a teacher rather than a threat. The resilient don't run from stress, they manage it, balance it with recovery, and use it as training for bigger battles. Lesson 5. Turning setbacks into growth. Failure is not proof you can't succeed, it's feedback showing you what needs to change. The most successful people in history weren't those who avoided setbacks, but those who used them as stepping stones. Edison didn't fail 10,000 times, he discovered 10,000 ways that didn't work. Rowling wasn't rejected once, but multiple times before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. The key is to separate identity from outcome. You are not a failure because you failed. Each setback is a lesson, a piece of data, a callus on the mind that makes you tougher for the next challenge. Lesson 6. Emotional resilience and regulation. Emotions are powerful, but they don't have to control you. Fear, anger, and despair will always show up, but the resilient learn to manage them instead of being ruled by them. This starts with awareness, noticing your triggers and naming them before they spiral out of control. Then comes reframing, turning fear into focus, stress into signal, and mistakes into learning. Tools like deep breathing, meditation, and journaling build the habit of stepping back instead of reacting. Resilience isn't about denying emotions. It's about mastering them so they serve you rather than sabotage you.
Lesson 7. Inoculating yourself against negativity. Negativity spreads like a virus, draining energy and focus. You can't avoid exposure, but you can build immunity. That means filtering your inputs, choosing what you read, who you listen to, and where you give your attention. It means reframing criticism as feedback instead of insult. And it means deliberately building inner reserves of positivity through gratitude, affirmations, and supportive communities. People who succeed are not those who live in perfect conditions, but those who refuse to let toxic voices and doubt sink into their core. Protect your mind, and you protect your momentum. Lesson 8. 10x productivity and wealth. Mental toughness isn't just about survival, it's about expansion. This book pushes you to think bigger, to demand 10 times more from yourself in productivity, in wealth, and in life. The secret isn't working endlessly harder, but aligning energy with priorities, cutting wasted effort, and refusing to accept mediocrity. When you train your mind to believe that more is possible, you begin to see opportunities others miss. High performers don't stumble into success, they create it by refusing to settle and by demanding excellence daily. This mindset compounds over time, multiplying results far beyond the average. Lesson 9. Thriving in uncertain times. Uncertainty paralyzes most people. They want guarantees before taking action, so they hesitate, delay, and miss opportunities. But resilient individuals thrive precisely because they accept uncertainty as the price of progress. They act even when the outcome is unclear, trusting that they will adapt. This is why they grow when others freeze. The world will always be uncertain. Economies shift, industries collapse, crises emerge. But those who master their mind never wait for perfect clarity. They step forward boldly, and in doing so, they turn uncertainty into momentum.
Lesson 10. Becoming unstoppable. The ultimate message of this book is simple. Nothing outside of you has the power to stop you. Circumstances may be hard, people may doubt you, fear may rise, but the only real limits are the ones you accept in your own mind. Mastering your mind power means aligning your principles, fueling your passion, sharpening your purpose, mastering stress, reframing setbacks, regulating emotions, and refusing negativity. When you put it all together, you build resilience that cannot be broken. And at that point, success is no longer a question of if, it becomes a matter of when. And so, we come to the end of Master Your Mind Power. 10 lessons, each one showing that the true battlefield of life isn't out there in the world, it's within your own mind. The greatest obstacles are not your circumstances, your resources, or your luck. They are the doubts you feed, the fears you obey, and the limits you accept. But the flip side is just as true. The greatest opportunities are also inside of you. They are the focus you can train, the principles you can honor, the passion you can ignite, and the resilience you can build. When you master your inner world, the outer world bends in response. Remember this: setbacks will come, stress will rise, uncertainty will always be part of life, but none of these things have to break you. They are not stop signs, they are training grounds. Each challenge can be used to sharpen your mind, harden your resilience, and strengthen your belief in yourself. The message of this book is simple but profound. The only thing standing between where you are now and the life you long for is your own mind. And once you master that, you become unstoppable. So take these lessons with you, use them, live them, and when life tests you, as it surely will, remind yourself that you already carry the strongest weapon of all, your mind power.